Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Justin here, your Empowered Minds coach. And today we're going to be diving deep into one of the most powerful things that you can ever do, and that's your positive self-talk. Now, it's very important because from the second you wake up in the morning to the second you go to bed, we're always constantly thinking these thoughts. And whether you're consciously aware of them or not, you've got to be careful of what you're thinking. I mean, what are you feeding your mind? What thoughts are you constantly feeding your mind? And it's up to you whether you're the harshest critic or your biggest cheerleader. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful ways to take back control of your own mind through self-talk, and how you can eliminate negativity, silence doubtful thoughts, and build momentum towards an empowered, happier, and productive life. Okay, so in topic 1, we're going to be talking about stopping negative thoughts dead in their tracks. And in topic 2, I'm going to be talking about inserting new powerful thoughts. And in topic 3, maintaining and building momentum. How your inner and outer worlds are connected. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So stop negative thinking dead in their tracks. You've got to, as soon as you start thinking a negative thought, stop it. And it's hard. From the first second that you wake up in the morning, it sets the tone for the day for what you're thinking. So if you're thinking thoughts of, oh, I'm tired, I hate my job, I should be further ahead. I mean, I get it. I know. I fight with these thoughts every day myself. But you've already started to plant the seeds of negativity for the day, and they'll slowly grow stronger and stronger throughout your day, especially if you have any emotion behind these thoughts. So thoughts that are emotionalized become magnetized and attract similar like thoughts. That's why you find yourself going down a rabbit hole if you're thinking negatively. And this is something that I had to control myself recently when I separated from my 16-year marriage, and I relapsed into a deep depression. I lost everything, and believe me, it's bloody hard. And every morning I'd wake up with that feeling of dread, of that guilt, of that worry. What the hell am I going to be doing now? And it wasn't any good, to say the least. It wasn't good for my mental health. But when your mind is just bombarded 24/7 with constant negative thoughts about who you think you are, it's hard. I felt overwhelming. It felt overwhelming. It was tough, and it still is. But I'm working on it. And that's what really, really counts. And the only thing I have control of in my situation is my own mind. So ask yourself, what thoughts are you feeding your mind? You are in charge of this, whether you believe it or not, and no one else. And it's not easy to control your mind because your mind can trick you. It clouds your judgment and often gives you false sense of reality. And this is so hard to break as it just fills your mind with absolute terror and negativity and tears you down. And for all of you watching this who's gone through something similar, you know exactly what I mean. It's bloody hard. So this is why you must stop negative thoughts in their tracks before they start to creep in. And it's a habit that you must build over time. Your mind is the greatest trickster, and it will determine or undermine who you truly are and what you're truly capable of achieving. And that's what it is at this point in time. It doesn't mean it has to be that way in the future. So don't listen to these negative thoughts. You must stop them dead in their tracks before they take hold. Remember, a negative thought only has power over you. Only has power over you when you react to it. It's just a made-up concept in your mind. It's not reality. And I can't emphasize this enough. Thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky. You've got good thoughts, you've got bad thoughts, and it's up to you what thoughts you grab, what cloud you grab. So you can grab a cloud and go, this is mine. And this one here isn't. Notice the thoughts are drifting by. And here are 3 powerful ways to stop negative thoughts dead in their tracks. And this is what I use myself. And the first thing is to call it out straight away. Notice that you're thinking negatively. Call it out, stop. And when it pops up, just say to yourself, this is just the thought. It's not reality. The mind tricks everybody every day into believing they're not good enough to be, do, or have whatever it is they want. And you must stop it because these thoughts become a foothold in your mind. And thoughts that are emotionalized, they have emotion behind them, they become magnetized and actually begin to attract similar like thoughts on that same wavelength. And this is especially true in the mornings. And this leads me on to topic number 2, and that's insert new empowering thoughts. The mind is like a garden, and whatever seed you plant will grow. Whatever thought you feed your mind will grow. So if you keep planting doubt, thoughts of doubt, fear, or limitation, that's exactly what you're going to harvest. But when you consciously choose to plant new empowering beliefs, your life begins to transform from the inside out. John Kehoe, who's been a mentor of mine for a long, long time, he's got the book Mind Power, #1 international best-selling book way back in the 80s. And he teaches that our thoughts shape our reality, and the key to changing our life is to change what we consistently impress upon our minds. You don't fight old negative thoughts, you replace them. And when your mind says, I can't do this, respond with, I'm learning how to do this. I'm getting better every day. That small shift turns resistance into progress. Remember, your mind is sacred territory. You decide what lives there. No one else, nothing else, no other situation, not any external circumstances what happen to you. You're in charge. And the more you feed it thoughts of possibility and self-belief, the more it becomes your greatest ally in creating a life that reflects your highest potential. So don't just fight negativity, substitute it. If your mind says, I can't do this, flip it to, I am learning how to do this. And you'll get better and better each day as you start to form a habit in your mind. You have to tame your mind and master it. Move your body, change your environment, take a deep breath, and think these new thoughts. And the more you practice it, the quicker you'll recognize negativity before it takes root. Remember, your mind is your territory. You get to decide what lives there. And this moves me on to topic #3, which is maintaining the momentum of positive thinking. It's something that you've got to maintain. Just like the garden, like I was saying before, you've got to keep feeding your mind new thoughts. Otherwise, the noxious weeds, the noxious for you are the gardener. So think about it. You've started your morning strong and you've learned how to shut down negativity. The final step, keeping that, is the momentum alive, keeping those positive thoughts all day long. And it's hard, believe me, you'll be surprised at how negative we all think. But this is where mastery comes in. And here's the thing. Positive thinking is not a one-time event. It's a lifetime habit that you must stick to, and it's a lifestyle. And momentum is everything. The more you stack positive thoughts, the easier it becomes to stay in that flow. And like I said before, thoughts that have become emotionalized, become magnetized, and attract similar and like thoughts. That's why sometimes when you have a bad day, or you just think about someone, negative thought after negative thought, and you go down that rabbit hole, like I said before. You've got to be above that. So check in with yourself. Catch yourself out throughout your day. How am I talking to myself? How am I talking to other people? How am I talking to myself right now? This tiny habit keeps you aware of your inner dialogue. So celebrate small wins. Every time you distract negative thoughts, repeat to yourself, I've got this. Acknowledge it. Tell yourself, well done. I'm proud of that. So momentum grows when you recognize progress. Mastery isn't about never having negative thoughts. We're always going to have negative thoughts no matter what. It's about becoming so skilled at redirecting your mind that positivity becomes your default setting in your mind. And your default setting or your default state of being is when you reach this point, you're not just thinking positively, you're just living powerfully. And that, my friends, is how you begin to control your self-talk. So let's recap. The first thing you've got to do is start your morning by programming positivity. Second point is to stop negativity dead in its tracks. Third point, keep your momentum strong all day by mastering your self-talk. Become consciously aware of what it is that you're currently thinking. Your inner voice is the most important voice you will ever hear. No one else's. It's your thoughts. And when you learn to speak to yourself with power, encouragement, and belief, you unlock a version of yourself that's unstoppable. So thanks for watching. If this video inspired you in any way, please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share with someone who you think may benefit from watching it, and subscribe. Peace out. See you in the next video.